Thank you so much for joining us today to take a quick review of the eIDC controller. With our controllers, we offer a simple, powerful, and scalable solution for your security access needs. Within today, we are going to go in and take a little look at the history of Infinius, where it started and how we've gotten to where we are today. And then we're really going to jump into the features and functionality of the eIDC32 controller. So Infinius first created the IDC controller back in 1998. At that point in time, it was known as Integral Technologies. In 2005, the IDC was upgraded to an eIDC, which then allowed the capabilities to have Ethernet and be powered by an Ethernet connection. Throughout that time, we've added and made additional capabilities for the eIDC controller. In 2011, we launched the eIDC32, which then made that device a 32-bit controller. So with this controller, it is Ethernet enabled, PoE powered, independently intelligent, browser-based, and we have over 50,000 units installed across the globe. And with all these capabilities, it still fits in the palm of your hand. So the actual size of this device is quite small. So let's take a look at traditional access control. With a traditional system, you have a lot of banana peel, several sets of paneling. It can be very messy and expensive to have any additional capabilities, any doors added to a system. And the wiring is much more expensive. When you look at an IP-based access control system with our eIDC controller, you're able to reduce the cost of wiring by utilizing Cat5, Cat6 cables to run from the Ethernet hub or PC server to the actual controller. Then the controller will power your other peripherals like an IP reader, electronic locks, contacts, or even something like a push-to-exit button. So with a situation like this, the installation is much easier, it's much cleaner, and with having our controller being a 1-to-1 ratio, installation and adding additional doors later down the road is much easier and less expensive. So let's talk about some of the advantages of the eIDC controller. So this device was engineered to provide local power for the door hardware and accessories. So the great thing about that, like we saw on the previous slide, is it reduced wiring costs, the complexity is reduced, and it provides a lot of convenience and flexibility. So with this controller, you're able to power devices such as locking hardware, a card reader, a PIR sensor, REX button, door contact switch, a warning buzzer, and an IR temper sensor. So talking about all those different things that the controller can be attached to, let's actually look at some of those outputs and inputs that we have available. So here's an outline that shows how you can actually leverage all the power and the options the controller provides you. So we have 4 inputs and 3 outputs, and all the door peripherals connect to the eIDC32. This device has up to 750 milliamps of available power. 300 on the side where you put in the door strikes, the readers, the contacts, and things like that, and 400 on the other side. So if you do have electronic magnetic locks, and even those mag locks that go under 400 milliamps, you're able to all power from this device. Now also with the eIDC controller, it has a 12-volt output. It has a managed standalone via browser. It has can hold up to 64,000 card holders, or 8,000 when it's by itself. 255 schedules, 60 holidays, 7 holiday sets per schedule, and 16,000 events can all be held in that little device. And what you see down with the blue arrows pointing to the system management screenshot, this is what it looks like when you're setting up the controller on its own. So When you plug in the controller for the first time, it is actually going to light up and provide you an IP address. When you go to your web browser to that IP address, you're going to be able to set up the schedules, the rules, who has access, and all the inputs and outputs that go with it. So everything can be done without any additional needs than just the eIDC controller to be able to set up a secure managed access control system. Now what's great about the Infinia solution too, not only do we have this great controller, but we also offer customizable solutions where you can buy kits that are prepackaged ready to go. So we have 2 different door kits available. We have the standard S-Door-Kit-WH, which offers the controller, a surface mounting box, and also an HID6005 mini Morion prox reader. Now if you need some additional things, we also have the door kit with strikes. So in that includes everything that we just talked about with the standard door kit, but then it also includes a ROFU 2400 series standard door strike, as well as 2 sets of door contacts, so surface mount and a metal mount. So what's great about this is that you can buy 1 door kit and have that ready for your doors. Now we also have easy installation options with our surface mounting box. So you can see here you can easily fit the eIDC controller into the plaster ring, and it will fit right over the enclosure, and you can put a cover plate and have it just fit nicely on the wall. And having something like this reduces the installation time, and it reduces the wiring components to all of your hardware accessories. Now when working with an eIDC controller, we say that this is great for the 1 or 2 door solutions where you're just going to program everything into each individual controller. Now if you run into a scenario where you're going to have more doors than that, we do have an option where you're not going to have to go to each and every single controller to add the information. So we have 3 levels of software: Intellium Access Essentials, Professional, and Corporate. Essentials gives you all the main features of our Intellium Access system. But if you need a little bit more, then we also have a professional and corporate levels. Professional is adding LDAP syncing capabilities as well as Google or Microsoft calendaring. And then we also have our Intellium Access Corporate, which allows for multi-tiered hierarchy permissions for those groups that might have multiple locations. The professional and the corporate software, the integrator does need to be a certified integrator to be able to purchase and install, but the Essentials is available to anyone. So if you have, we will have additional webinars that'll go a little bit more in depth on those software solutions, but know that Intellium offers a truly scalable solution from 1 door to many doors. If you have any additional questions about the eIDC controller, please feel free to reach out to one of the RSMs or inside account managers for your area. We have all that. You just call our main number and we'll get you connected to the right individual. Thank you so much for your time today. I greatly appreciate it. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us if you have any additional questions, and I hope everyone has a great, fantastic rest of the day.